and Tyler to the information session for the HROD program. My name is Linda Bird-Poller, and I'm one of the faculty members here in the program. And so tonight, I just wanted to walk you through some of the information about our program and to give you an opportunity to ask any questions that you have. So feel free to stop me at any time. You can unmute and, put your camera on, or you can write it in the chat. I'll try to keep up with the chat as best I can, but please don't hesitate to stop me. So let me go back. The MS program in HROD, we call it, Human Resource and Organizational Development, is a 100% asynchronous online class and program. The classes themselves run in 8-week sessions. Typically, your semester is a 16-week. So when we break that up into 8-week classes, and you have in fall 2 sessions, fall 1 and fall 2. We encourage you to take 1 class per session. So 1 in fall 1, 1 in fall 2. We are a research one institution. We thrive in innovation and trying to use our research to explain our theory and then put those actions into practice with our practitioners. We are SHRM aligned, which means that we use the SHRM BASC competencies to base our curriculum. It does not mean that we teach to that exam, that credential, but what we do is we align our objectives and our activities around those BASC competencies so that you are able to see how they would work in practice. And so if you're interested in using practical real-world skills and getting that through a master's program, this is the right program for you. So as you think about, we're ending the first month of 2026, and we're still, many of us are still in the process of making New Year's resolutions, or some of us are breaking them and starting new ones. We would encourage you to begin with the resolution. If you're interested in advancing your career, improving your development, gaining new skills, improving your network, increasing your network, this is a good program for you. Excuse me. The HROD program, as we said, is online. We do have a very interesting hybrid mix, which I'll talk to you about a little later. We believe in building relationships with our scholars, and we do that through opportunities of open hours for our office hours. We also have guest speakers that come in, but we also try to embed what we call huddles. They're optional synchronous class sessions that allow you to dialogue with the professor over the content, over your ideas, over your projects, and even get to network with your colleagues. So we have with us tonight Sarah Schubel, and she is the most esteemed member of our team because she keeps us straight with graduate admissions. She'll be here to answer any admissions questions that you might have as the presentation goes on. But first, Sarah, would you like to introduce yourself and just say anything to the group?
Sure. Sorry, I am muted mostly and I have my camera off. It is bath time in my house and that it's the Wild West. So I'm so sorry about that. So my name is Sarah Schubel. I'm the Director of Graduate Student Success. So my office handles students from the point of applying and being admitted into their program. We're also the bookend, so we help to audit and assess when you're ready for graduation. We double check that you've met all of your degree requirements. And then while you're in the program, if there's anything that's outside of the norm or exceptional that you need assistance on, or you need to go through a specific process to meet the university's requirements, our office helps to facilitate that. So we're a strong resource for you, and we're always happy to help in any way we can.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. Sarah really does not only help to support you, the scholar in the program, but all of us, the faculty. And so we can't thank her enough. Every time I call or email her, I'm thinking, oh my God, this is a dumb question. And she always finds a way to help me and put me in the right direction. And she does that with our scholars too. One of the things that I think it's important for you to know is why wait? If this is something you have considered and this is a program that fits not only with your goals and your values, but it also fits with your schedule, you can start now. We have a rolling admission. Unlike other programs where you have to wait for the fall to begin, we have an opportunity for you to begin the program 5 different times. One is coming up right now, February the 1st. Our fall 2 session starts, excuse me, I want to say it's February the 26th and ends on April the 22nd. Then we have a little break, and then you start with your summer session. Again, because it's one session, 1 8-week period, we ask that you take one class. So if you were to enroll spring 2, you would take one class in spring 2, one in summer, and then you would start your fall 1, fall 2, and then you would repeat that cycle one class at a time until you finish. It averages out to be about a year and a half or two, depending on how, if you have to take off time for anything. So let me stop for a second and introduce you to our faculty. Our full-time faculty are made up of 3 tenured faculty and 2 clinical. Dr. Cumberland, Dr. Shuck, Dr. Carrick, and Dr. Kelly and myself. We together are the lead teachers for our program. We develop and design the curriculum and the courses, and along with our very much appreciated partner faculty, which I'll introduce next, we deliver the instruction for you in those 8-week classes. Our partner faculty are our adjuncts. These are men and women who come from the industries that help to support human resources and organizational development throughout their programs, throughout their organizations. Many of them have years of experience, not only in the industry of HR, leadership, OD, but they also bring a wealth of experience in teaching. And so we are very excited and honored to bring these folks to our team to help you really discover your HROD path. So a couple of things I want to just emphasize for you is the importance of our program, the flexibility, how well respected it is, and how much it will help you in enhancing your career. Again, it's very flexible. We have members of the military. We have folks that are in medicine and education, in other businesses. We have folks that are in the United States and abroad in this program. It allows you the flexibility to work to your own pace, but it also allows you the ability to network and to build relationships with members in the HROD field across the world. One of the things that also is a plus for our program is we honor your past experience. There is no GRE requirement for this program. And again, we are aligned with SHRM, and this is an accelerated program, but we don't cut on the content, and we don't cut on the rigor. You'll still leave with the skills necessary to further your career or begin your career in HROD. So you might be thinking, it's an HR program. It's a little bit different than just an HR program. Excuse me, we marry human resources and org development. And together, we form this HROD network in a set of competencies. The reason that I think it's important to show you this particular diagram is in some cases, organizations won't have a dedicated HR department, nor will you see an org development department. But what most organizations are looking for are leaders and followers who understand the competencies that are related to human resource and organizational development. By marrying these two fields together, you prepare yourself to walk into an organization and be able to help the people development and the organizational development. So our classes are aligned this way. We have 6 required classes, or core classes, as we call them, where we begin with leadership and strategic HR, evidence-based research in HROD, and then we look at development and adult organizational learning, and then organizational analysis. These courses help to set the framework for the core of HROD. 616 is our capstone class. It is required, but it's highlighted because it is the very last class that you will take, and you take it alone. So all of your other courses have to be completed. You have to have met the minimum standard of GPA, and then you take this class. There are then 10 other classes that total 10 classes that you take. 4 now are left for you to decide, what would I like to focus in on? Is it talent development? Is it talent acquisition? That's recruiting, staffing, and hiring. Is it program evaluation, where you want to learn how to evaluate the programs and initiatives in your organization? Perhaps it's change. These are the courses that we offer currently for our elective classes. One that you'll see at the bottom is 696. It's called the Special Topics class. And this class is very unique because we were able to offer some of the most cutting edge and developmental classes for our scholars. They're not routinely offered, but they are offered to you either in the winter session, and sometimes this one is going to be offered in the summer session, and it's taught for a specific purpose, and it helps to get us towards modern and current trends in HROD. The other is a global HR development class. This one involves travel. About 2 years ago, maybe 3 now, we took a group over to Dublin, and we spent a week there in a conference, in sessions, presenting, and it gives you an opportunity to immerse yourself with other HROD professionals. This class is really dependent upon the funds that are available, and if we can match our needs, our curriculum needs, with the conference that's being offered. So these 10 classes altogether make up your program. You meet with your advisor to determine the path that you would like to take. You complete what's called a POS, or your program of study, and that is a document that helps to shape each step of your matriculation through the program. It's not set in stone, and you talk with your advisor to find out what's going to be a best approach for you. So again, we want to emphasize, because there's not too many programs that do this for you, but you can actually cut down on the number of courses and credits that you need when you bring your experience and expertise to the program. For example, if you have and you hold right now a current SHRM or HRCI certification, you can use that certification to replace 2 classes, 605, which is a leadership class, and 611, which is strategic HR. This is going to reduce your total time required and the courses that you need to take from 10 to 8. In like manner, if you're in the military and you have taken the AGCCC as a program and you have the documentation and your certificate, you too can substitute 605 and 611 for that military credential. Not too many programs are going to offer you that kind of value for your experience, but we will, because we know that the experience that you have with the experience that you'll get in our program will set you up for your career move. So you can customize your pathway with your advisor, and you talk about your desires, your credentials before, and your certifications before you begin the program. So what is the cost? The cost for tuition is $850 per credit hour for general students and $250 per credit hour for our active military. So there are some additional fees that come with that you'll get to understand when you go through the admission process. There is financial aid available, and there are lots of opportunities and scholarships available as well. So what we want you to understand is that you don't have to wait. If you're ready, now is the time for you to enroll and become an HROD scholar. So what do I do next? Well, you're going to apply. You've attended the information session, and tonight you'll get some of your questions answered, and then you'll decide that you want to apply. February 1st is coming up, and you can apply today and be ready for the next spring sessions, which is spring 2. But maybe you want to defer, you want to apply now, but you want to begin in the summer. That too is okay. You still apply, you get all of your paperwork in place, and you wait until summer to begin. We'll continue to have information sessions, and you can continue to refine your application, but we ask that you think about your resolution. Think about the journey that you want to take. But you don't have to wait to be involved in the HROD program. We have started in what we call the speaker series, and our next speaker will be here on February the 10th. We try to bring individuals from the industries that and their experience with HR into our program, allowing you an opportunity to meet with them and to learn with them. Oftentimes they may have internships or apprenticeships available, and they'll often know too the openings and jobs that are available within their organization. So I invite you to come out and learn from Dr. Rakeem Lee, who will be here on the 10th. We also have a free opportunity for you once you're a scholar here, and that is to join the SHRM student chapter. The chapter is very active. There are opportunities for leadership, and again, there's opportunity for you to network with professionals already in the field. Your leaders for that program and for that chapter are Dr. Shane Kelly, who is a member of our faculty, and Dr. Ann Hurd, who works with UofL. So we made your New Year's resolutions for 26. Maybe some of you have already started to think or waver on those resolutions that you've made. Maybe you're still looking for the resolution that's right for you. I would encourage you to make this month of January, make a decision to come and step into your future with the HROD program. Our spring session number 2 starts in February the 26th, and it ends April 22nd. Our summer session begins May the 28th and ends July the 2nd. It's not too late and it's not too early for you to think about applying. I encourage you to apply today. If you click on this QR code here, it'll take you to the page with UofL where you can begin the registration and application process. And again, Sarah and her team will be available should you have any questions. I'm also available if you have any questions about the curriculum or the academics. And then finance and financial aid, you can look up the financial aid link. So I'm going to stop and see if you have any questions.
Hi, this is Monica Bird. I do have a question. You were saying at the beginning, I did miss the first 5 minutes, but in the beginning that not to take more than one class a session. Can you
Yes.
share a little bit? I understand that they're accelerated classes, but can you share a little bit why you don't recommend more than one?
Yes. For our for our scholars who are working full time and have other responsibilities, it is a lot to have to undertake. It it's not that you can't do it. We prefer that you spend the time deep in the content. And so to do that in 7.5 weeks, we ask that you seriously consider one class at a time. We want you to get the information, be able to use the information. And one class, we have red threads that go through all of them. We want to make sure that you're making those connections. Anybody else? I don't know. Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did. But now I'm thinking, so you said there were 5 sessions, there's 5 opportunities, right, throughout the year to
Yes,
attend.
I can go back to that.
I'm sorry.
I can go back to that slide for you. There it is.
Okay. Sorry. Yes. Okay. So there's the 5 sessions, but you had mentioned that it would take about a year and a half or so, as long as you didn't take any breaks or what have you, to complete the degree plan. But if you take one course a session, that's 5 courses a year, and which is 15 hours or 15 credits, right? So I guess I'm thinking it's going to take about 2 years versus the year and a half, as long as you don't take any breaks. Is that right? Okay.
Yes, and this slide is not this is just the application slide. That those are the 5 times that you can apply for the program. But yes, what you said is correct.
Okay. I just want to make sure I had it clear in my head. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Hi, Dr. Bird Pollard. It's Denise Cumberland. I'm one of the professors there. I'm sorry a few minutes late, but I also wanted to mention that because we have the winter session, that can help as well. So there are, and again, if you're able to bring in credit hours, so that's why it said a year and a half. So it usually sometimes I'm a faculty member there and love advising students to how to make the pathway to their graduation milestone as short as possible, but with also as much enjoyment and rigor and fun learning. But because of the fact some folks bring in the 1 or 2 credits, they transfer in, or 3 to 6 credits, and can take the winter session. That's why it's sometimes only a year and a half. I hope that helped, Monica.
It did. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I have another question. Nobody has questions.
Go right ahead.
You talked about experience, and I know you mentioned the SHRM and military. Is job experience or being in the field for over 30 years count for anything?
It certainly counts in terms of how you are able to use this information. In terms of being able to use your work experience for credits, no, not as much as bringing in credits if you've taken courses that may apply. So there's a difference in terms of rewarding a past experience, academic experience, yes.
Okay, so then that leads me to another question. So if this might be a dumb question, but if I took courses in my undergrad, would those apply, or is this totally separate, totally different?
Right. If they were used to award a degree, those were, if you would, used up. Those are classes that were already counted. Okay. So for example, if you're in a field and you happen to take a graduate course just because, and that graduate course did not count towards a degree, you could use that. It depends. I say you could use that, but let me preface it. If it's approved, that it matches with our curriculum, you can substitute it for a class.
Okay, I got it. Thank you so much.
And a lot of those questions in terms of how you might be set up for a further acceleration would happen with your advisor. And it would happen also with your application process. They will review your transcripts. And again, if you let them know about your HRCI or your SHRM certification, they'll begin to apply those things. You have to be in good standing for a full semester, then that credit will transfer in. So, but you let them know when you're applying that you have these other additional credits.
If I might pipe in too, and I don't know if you've covered this, Dr. Bird-Poller, but one of the things we do very actively, all of us as faculty, is make sure that the projects you're working on have work appeal, or if you happen to volunteer. So a lot of your major assignments will be opportunities for you to showcase your talents, even to your organization. So I want to encourage you to think about the ability to emphasize to your employer how the skill set you're building is actually benefiting the employer. So in my classes, students actually work on projects that they often go back and execute for their employer. So it's kind of a win-win. You get to work on something fun and exciting and learn, but also deliver back to your organization. And sometimes students do nonprofits they're involved with, which is exciting because they get some additional help that maybe they wouldn't normally get.
Great questions, Monica, though. You are bringing up some good points. Does anyone else have a question?
I have a question. So I'm military myself, and so I had a couple questions regarding the military population. The first question is, do y'all have a large amount of students that are like active duty military that go through this program?
Absolutely, we do. In some classes, it's upwards of 40% of the class. And they're in active duty all over the military branches, Air Force, Army, Navy. So all across the sectors, we have members and in different ranks too. So they're all over, depending on whether they are entry. Some are working in the HR role in the military. Some are nearing retirement and trying to make that next step after their service in the military. So quite a diverse military group, but also our civilian population is just as diverse. We have folks who are just entering the HR field. We have some that are already seated leaders and managers and directors in the HR field. And so I think that's another, if you would, unique characteristic. We really do bring a lot of different perspectives, not just in HR, but on the OD side. And I think that makes our program very unique and very strong, very strong.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great to hear. Thank you for that. And then so the second question, kind of a follow-on to that. So military, you know, so for me personally, for example, been military my whole career, straight out of college. So I've not had, a civilian HR. I am an HR officer in the Army. So I've got a little bit of taste of from the military side. But from like my demographic, but then also, you mentioned like folks that are just entering the field are also taking this program. Do you feel like they're at any kind of disadvantage, or do they struggle with the course whatsoever because they don't necessarily have that real world experience, or do you think it's still kind of like a pretty even playing field, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I understand your question, but are you asking if the military individuals have a disadvantage? Is that what you're asking?
I guess more so more directly, yeah, since that's my specific situation. But when you mentioned,
Sure.
entry level folks, I'm sure they're pretty much have the same level of experience as I would, because they haven't really dived
Mhm.
in yet. So, but yeah, more
Yeah.
so military, I guess.
And Dr. Cumberland can certainly jump in too. I think that from my experience, it's not the experience that people have had in the military. It's mostly the language. I think sometimes we use different language in the civilian side than you do in the military side. But once you get that and the writing styles, change in how you approach certain challenges, I find that being able to be in groups and professional learning groups with your hats helps to kind of level the playing field. You trade some of your knowledge and experience with those who are in other roles. And so I haven't found it to be a disadvantage there. Even when someone has started in the HR field, they may not have all the language that someone would have who's been in an understanding that's been in for 15 years. And so it's just a matter of engaging with the curriculum that your professors have built and designed for you. They do take into account the wide range of experiences, and it's really important that you do share your experiences and learn from one another. So I hope that kind of answers your question.
Oh, it definitely does, ma'am. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I think the one thing I love about, I mean, there are many, but there's one thing I love about our program, and I know it may sound cliche, but we're kind of a family. And I think more than maybe putting it a different way, we're a professional network. And so we understand that folks come in with different experiences, just like they do on your job. But we're not competing against one another. In this program, we're really interested in sharing nuggets of information, really learning from the roots of your experience. And so while I have 30 years in education, that's my industry, and where I've served as a CHRO, I really want to learn from someone who's over in another country. I've never had the opportunity to serve as an international or global HR leader. And so if you're in that role, and even if you're in the military and you are abroad, you bring something to me, and we can share and exchange and together build something even better. So I think that's what I really like about our program. Even me, even in as a professor in the program, I'm learning something every day.
I echo that fully. I read some projects today and it's fascinating. So we get to have so much fun because we learn with you and share with you. So I think that said beautifully. We are learning as well. And I'm an OD person and Dr. Bird Pollard's an HR person. So each of us has our little lanes, and not that we don't span over, but our faculty are also, sometimes I'll learn from her, she learns from me. We kind of all learn together.
Mhm. Yep. I don't even think of myself as the teacher of the class. I'm a facilitator. And what I like to do is facilitate knowledge, and then I design classes and lessons and activities. But I think together, we are a professional learning community, and we all are going to learn from each other if you're willing, if you're willing to share. I think one of the things Dr. Cumlin and I really appreciate too is when scholars will call us up on Teams, or we have a Teams meeting and we just talk about the content, or we talk about a situation that's going on the job. It's not necessarily always to solve it, but just to understand it. That is just like the lottery for us.
So true.
Any other questions?
I have a question, and thank you all for hosting this tonight. This has been really helpful.
Very good.
On the program's website, in the admissions requirements page, there's a hyperlink to something called a goal statement sheet, but that hyperlink just circles you back to the program. And I'm wondering, is that something, I didn't see it at all in Slate in the application system, but I just don't know what that is or how we're supposed to complete a goal, that sheet. Thank you.
I can answer that.
Thank you,
Hi.
Sarah.
No problem. So we redid our website and it launched last fall, and we are constantly finding links that no longer work. So thank you for letting me know that that's out there. I will try and find where that is and get it taken down. We're relaunching the program page, and we're also updating the admissions pages in the catalog. For the goal statement for this one, my team is the one that reviews the application. We only send send it to the department if there's something that needs additional review. So when we're looking at your goal statement initially, what we're looking for is a little bit of your background, and then what is bringing you to this program in particular, and then your career goals and how the program is going to help you get there. So it's usually 1-2 pages. If you go beyond that, if you're really feeling it, that's fine. We'll read it all. If you feel like you can say everything you need to say in 1 page, that's not a problem either. I wouldn't recommend submitting a paragraph. I'd go a little bit longer than that. But we're not really counting words or anything like that. We're looking more for the content to ensure that you have the appropriate writing ability and also that you are a good fit for the program.
Thank you very much for that clarification. And I dropped the links in the chat for you so you don't have to search every inch of your own website to find something.
Thank you.
you, Sam.
Absolutely.
We cover a
I
lot
just
of
wanna make
programs. This is great.
Yeah, no, I work at the university as well, and so we just overhauled our whole website. And so, yes, I feel like half of us have very broken links. Just to make sure I understand you correctly, so the goal sheet is kind of something pulled together from those different experience questions that we're supposed to answer.
Those questions that are a part of the SLATE application are actually, they're more specific to the grad school. If you want to pull some of the content from that as well, you can. The grad school implemented those questions into the graduate application when the university went test optional for the GRE. That was how they made it kosher with, I think, the accrediting body. So those were really looking less at content and more at writing ability. Your goal statement is really where we're looking at your direction and fit for the program.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarah. Anybody else?
I wanted to mention one other thing, and you might have said it too, Dr. Bird-Poller, but we're also understand life happens. And so I know our military folks sometimes have deployments, and sometimes other people have things in their lives, whether they're getting married or having children. So we also are very understanding. I have sometimes had students in my class who are literally on the verge of giving birth, and we're like, okay, we're going to get you through. I've had other students my advisees who say, I have to take a semester off or a session off because I'm going to be deployed or I'm in the moving process. We can help you navigate. There's often, the ability to easily come back in. So please know we are completely adjust to your life that happens because we understand life events. So your faculty like to work with you. I'm not saying that you can just disappear. Please know that's not what I'm saying. But we do understand that sometimes things happen, and certainly when external events happen, we also recognize that. So I think we're probably a very compassionate program as well. Dr. Shuck is a leading scholar on compassion and engagement. And so is Dr. Bird-Poller. So do know that about us.
So Monica's question, I answered in the chat, but once you're accepted, Sarah and her team send the assigned advisor, a note to let them know. And they welcome, we reach back out and welcome the individual to the program. We provide you another email with lots of things that you have to do. And then at that time, should you have any questions, you can set up an appointment to meet with your advisor. And you can do that at any time. You can meet with your advisor.
I have one more question that I just thought of.
Sure.
So, because I remember you mentioned the fall or the spring 2 projected to start February 26th. So with the deadline being February 1st, that's pretty quick. So as far as admission packet review and then notification of acceptance or not, what's that timeline typically kind of look like? Is it a week, couple weeks? So you can
I can
prepare
let
to start?
Sarah answer, but I would imagine the more complete your packet is, the easier and quicker it is for them. If they have to wait for transcripts or any other items, it does slow it down. But Sarah, you want to jump in?
Absolutely. So February 1 is the priority deadline, and that's really just to get your application in so that we have you on our radar as an applicant. We will still work with you on the application up to the starter classes. So you definitely have more time than just February 1st. I would recommend if you want to participate in the Spring 2 start, go ahead and apply, and then start working on getting those application items in. Typically, transcripts do take the longest, but with electronic transcripts, they can come in within 24 to 48 hours as long as there are no issues. We do require official transcripts from all credit that's been earned, not just where you earned your degree. And then my team actually, we have a really, really quick turnaround when it comes to completed applications. So my teammate Veronica will review everything. If there's anything that needs additional review, she will send it to Dr. Bird Poller. We can usually get that turned around again within 24 to 48 hours. And then we send it through to the grad school with a recommended admission decision. And then they finalize it and matriculate you in the system. So it's really, really quick. In our old system, it would take a few weeks. In the new system, it takes a few days. And I have actually, with the spring session 1 start, I actually had someone who applied the day before classes started, and we were able to get him started the very next day. So we can do a really quick turnaround. I'd rather not, because that can be very stressful, both for you and for us. But we can make magic happen if we need to. And then if you want to go for the Spring 2 start and then something comes up and you're just not able to get to that deadline, that's not a problem at all. You can fill out a form on your application status page where you can ask to defer your application to a future start date. So say summer's going to be a better fit or fall is going to be a better fit. They will roll that application to that requested start date so you don't have to start the process over again.
Awesome. That makes sense. Thanks so much.
I have another question.
Sure.
For advisor assignments, I'm wondering if you all use information shared in the application or goals, that goal sheet, or some of those professional or life experiences to pair students up with advisors that have similar goals and areas of interest and style, or if it's random.
It begins random, I will say, but we have switched advisors because of that very reason. It may be someone's research project that is right now of interest. It may be a similarity in career paths. So just like your POS, your program of study, your advisor is not necessarily locked in stone. We always are looking for the best fit for classes and also best fit for your advisors. So at any point you could change. Once you meet the faculty and you've read their bios and you get to know them, if you need to make a change, that can happen.
Great, thank you so much.
You're welcome. I would say though, if you have an idea, when you enter the program, if you've done the research on the faculty and it's our full-time faculty now, and you know someone that you would like to be paired with, you could certainly make that request upon your application or once you're accepted.
Something else to keep in mind when you're accepted, because we're confident you all will be, is that the courses open 2 weeks early. So I know in my courses, I'm sending out messages because I'm pretty excited about the scholars starting. And so the courses are open. So, and even if you were to come late, you talk to your advisor, we can get you the syllabus so you know what text, if there's a text, so that you're not caught off guard. So your advisor becomes kind of a central point for that first course you're going to take, so that if you're coming in a little bit, closer to the start of the classes, they can help make sure you know what the syllabus is and what text to order. And Blackboard is not, it's pretty easy to use, but you're comfortable that you're in there 2 weeks ahead of time and ready to roll. I
Any
feel like
other
time is
questions?
flying so far already. I feel like we're in week 3, Dr. Birdpaller, and I feel like, oh my gosh, we're rolling already to the top of the hill, and pretty soon we'll be coming down. The speed at which
Yeah,
this goes is so quick. I mean,
it is quick.
it's
There's so much
fun.
that you learn too, and I've gotten really good feedback, and I'm sure Dr. Cumberland has too, from her scholars who've said, after the fact, once you're able to exhale, wow, that was that was really good. That's a lot of information. So we're hopeful and very happy that what we provide for you helps you in your journey.
Absolutely.
Well, if there are no other questions, Dr. Cumberland, would you like to give any last words?
Well, we are ready for you, as you've probably already heard. We are all passionate, every person on that page, and all of our practitioner faculty who literally have full-time jobs and still
Yep.
love to practice working with scholars and navigating you. So please know the whole team is just excited about what we do and working with you, and we really think of it as a partnership.
Definitely. So I don't know, Sarah, did you have any parting words for our group here tonight?
Oh, I put in the chat my email. So if anyone has any questions about the application or admission process, yes, thank you. Please feel free to email me, and I'm happy to answer those questions. If there's anyone who knows that they want to do that spring 2 start and they're ready to kind of get that application rolling, feel free to give us a heads up. We are actively working all of our spring applications as a priority before we're doing summer or fall. So once that comes in, we're happy to help you out. But please let me know if there are any questions.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. I hope bath time went well.
Oh, I missed it thanks to this. So thank you all so much. I'm
I know
hoping.
when I call my son in Detroit around this time of night, you can hear all the water splashing and the toys flying. So it's a chaotic time of night.
It
Well,
definitely is, but it's all quiet now. So I
yeah,
think everyone
that's good.
survived.
Well, I would like to thank all of you for joining us. We cannot be more excited than to think about you joining our group. I don't know about Dr. Cumberland, but I started working on my spring 2 shells and getting them ready because, as she said, it'll start very soon. So we're preparing for you, and we look forward to having you join our program. If you have questions or need any assistance, please don't hesitate to reach out to any of us. We're all accessible online. And please let us know how we can support you in your process of applying and then being accepted into our program. So we want to thank you again and hope to see you spring 2, or in the summer. Thank you, Dr. Cumberland, for coming out.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you all for your time and all the great information. Have a great night.
You as well. Thank you so much.